Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to this bilingual podcast of Breaking the Cycle.
Yes, thank you.
We are here in Malmö, in Sweden. My name is Soleil Moreno. I'm part of the project of Breaking the Cycle. I'm from Colombia, actually. I have been here in Sweden for maybe 6 years, 7 years. Can you tell me your name? Where are you from? And can you tell me what's your favorite food?
Hello, my name is Iker. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Spain, and my favorite food is pizza.
Hey, my name is Thea. I'm 17 years old, and my favorite food is pasta.
Okay.
Hello, miss. My name is Ruben. Miss Fab. I'm from Spain. My favorite food is tortellinis.
Cool.
Oh, nice. My name is Mons. I'm 22 years old. I'm from Sweden. I'm from a smaller city called Eslöv, but I live now in Malmö. My favorite food, that's a hard one. There's so many. I like the ones that you were saying, but I think my favorite one is probably a vegetarian dish like lentil soup with some kind of rice and beans and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I think we're here to discuss a little bit about ourselves, and we're going to talk about education and how it was going or how it is going for school. So I think I will start with the question. Let me see. We're going to run this bilingual. So for the ones who are going to check this podcast, we're going to run it in English and in Spanish. So this is going to be cool to see how it goes. So, okay, I want to start with the question, how is it going to school? How do you feel about going to school? Yeah, we could start there. Bueno, ¿qué te parece ir a la escuela? ¿Te gusta, no te gusta?
Yes, I like it, but I don't like. ¿Cómo se dice? No me gusta lo que enseñan.
You don't like what they teach?
Yes.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't like the classes. You don't like the subjects. You don't like your teammates. What you don't like from school?
Teacher.
The teachers. Do you agree? I see that you're saying you're nodding.
I agree
Why?
because the teachers are very boring, and the teachers can have to do exams, and the classes are very difficult to learn.
Okay. Okay. Is it the same for you?
I like what you're saying there because I think as a teacher you should be able to have like make the people that in your class be like excited about the class, but that's a hard thing to do as well because if you're a teacher maybe you also can feel nervous. You can feel like I want to cover all of this stuff that I have to cover because yeah, we have to cover, for example, we're teaching Swedish. We have to cover all these grammars. We have to make sure that the kids learn these stuff. But I think the way you do it is the key, essential. Like the way you teach something, like whatever it is, like the way you do it. So for me, when I went to school before, now I go to school again, but then I study to become something that I want to do in the future. So I have more self self-discipline because I'm like I can see where it's gonna lead to, and I can use the knowledge that I learn in my future work, hopefully. But I think when I was a kid or younger, when I went to school, I felt exactly the same. That the teacher wasn't, I don't know, they were not like seeing every individual, every kid like as an individual, and seeing like, okay, how can I make this class exciting? Even though maybe it's a boring subject, like I feel like the creativity, um, you can use the creativity as a teacher to make the class more, I don't know, easier to grasp with like, I don't know, like different kind of exercises where you can not only like sit and listening to a teacher, you can be like participating and really like being involved in the class. So I think like, yeah, in order to get all of the kids' attention, you need to really like work for that. I think, yeah. So I like what you were saying.
Okay, so I would think, I'm thinking in Spanish now, and it's like los profesores son un tema que son, a alguna gente le parece que son tal vez
Aburridos,
aburridos, okay.
a veces pueden ser muy desagradables,
Desagradables, ¿cómo desagradables?
Malas personas.
malas personas.
Oh, like bad people or
Se ríen de tus desgracias.
they're mean to you.
Oh,
Como una profesora que tuve que estaba loquísima, así que la tuve que echar al principio del curso y aprobé de milagro.
Okay, so lo tuviste difícil para continuar en el curso, ¿sí?
Sí,
¿Y el profesor te ayudó o no te ayudó?
sí,
Sí te ayudó.
pero otro,
Otro,
un
okay.
sustituto.
So to be able to maybe nail classes, we need to have good teachers. We need to have the ones that maybe what?
En clase, por ejemplo, el profesor influye mucho.
They influence a lot.
Sí, porque puede ser que según el profesor que tengas, te guste la asignatura o no, o se te dé bien o mal.
Okay, so if I have a teacher who's good, it will influence how is my behavior and my grades, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah? It's possible that they also inspire us or not? Okay, I have a question. Do you have any teacher that make you think, I don't want to continue studying? ¿Tuvieron algún profesor o alguna clase en la que ustedes hubieran dicho, yo no quiero seguir estudiando, me voy?
Yes.
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 Yes, yes. Did it happen to you?
when I was yeah, maybe, yeah, I think I had some teachers that made me like consider it. But I think also it was like that I didn't know how to make my brain like to like put the setting in my brain like, okay, how do I focus on this even when the teacher are so boring, like they're talking about like science or some stuff. Like it could be interesting, but as they say, the way they teach it, like with, I don't know, it's just writing on the writing text and saying you're gonna read this and listen to this, read these books, write these texts, and it could be really like, how do you say, if the teacher aren't excited and like make the kids wanna take in the information, it can be really hard. So I really considered also like quitting school, but not so much based on a teacher, but more based on like, I thought it was hard as a kid to go from one subject to another subject in the same day. So for example, I had mathematics, then I would go to Swedish, then I would go to English, I would go to science. So all in the same day. And for me, I'm a little bit of a slow learner, so I have to really take one thing and really work with it, you know.
Mhm.
And I think if my focus is there, it's going to be easier for me. But as a teacher, if you can like get the kid to focus and really get into understanding, like, why do I learn this and how can I use this knowledge, and why is it important to learn to write and read, like to understand, like, okay, maybe this thing that I'm reading and writing about isn't so interesting, but the skill in itself to read and to write is important. So whatever you write or whatever you read, maybe that has not so much to do with it. It's just like you're training a skill, like the skill in itself. But it's really hard to like to motivate kids to do that, because reading and writing is hard. But if you can make it more exciting and say like, okay, this science stuff, if you were to be a science person, which experiment do you want to do, you know? So you like you involve the kids and make them like want to do their own experiments and stuff, so it can be more, not so much just following instructions and then doing, so they're more involved. Okay, I'm trying this experiment because I want to see if I can turn my white shoelaces blue with this kind of magic remedy, you know? Something like that, you know?
Okay. How was it then for you when you thought about which class was it, or how was? Estamos hablando de que tuvieron un profesor que dijo como, no quiero seguir estudiando. ¿Cómo fue? ¿Me pueden contar un poquito?
Pues yo un año, que fue el año que repetí, tuve una profesora de música y pues a mí no me gustaba nunca la historia de la música. Pues me dijo que o estudiaba o me suspendía todos los exámenes con un 0 para que repita.
Okay. So in that class, it was a music class, and it was the teacher who says like, either you have to complete all the task or I will leave you. You will. How do you say, like? You won't continue. You will fail the class.
You will fail the class if you
So
don't.
either you do this or you will fail. So
you
it
will
was kind
fail,
of a threat,
Mm.
right? Okay.
Was it a music teacher or what is it? What was the subject? Music or?
It was music, right? The music teacher. La profesora de música.
Yes.
Okay. How was your experience?
Pues pasó una cosa en el entorno familiar
Okay.
y el profesor lo sabía y dejé de ir a clase por lo que me sucedió y saqué un 9, un 8 en un examen y me dijo que daba igual porque al no ir a clase no me iba a repercutir en la nota. Y vamos, ya sabiendo mi situación, pues dije hasta luego.
Okay, so he had a situation at home, and
Okay.
because of that, he didn't want to continue the classes. But the teacher told her, like, you need to be here, right? It was like that. Entonces, no volviste porque tenías un problema familiar y ella te dijo, si no estás, te repruebo.
Sí.
Okay. So it didn't took into account that you were having a problem at home. Ella no tuvo en cuenta que tenías un problema en casa.
Le daba igual.
Le daba igual. She didn't care. Tú, cuando estuviste en clase, ¿alguna vez pensaste, no quiero seguir estudiando?
No.
¿No te ha pasado eso? ¿Te gusta estudiar?
Sí, más o menos. A ver, depende del profesor que me toque. Si es un cabroncete,
¿Un qué?
si es un cabrón,
Ok, ya, sí.
pues a veces digo, joder, ¿para qué estudio? ¿Para sufrir?
Sí.
Y si es majo, pues le hago la pelota, hago que me apruebe.
So depends on of the teacher. If the teacher is really a mean person, then you won't have fun at class.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's really important. Why are we laughing?
Me ha hecho gracia.
Aha, okay. Okay. But it's true, right? It's true.
Yes.
Cool.
Interesting. But what was kind of the situation? I feel like that's a bad thing as a teacher. That they were saying like if you have a situation at home, like you have some problems, like there should be some person you can talk to. Like okay, right now I have this situation. I don't feel comfortable in a school setting right now. I just want to kind of just have someone to talk to. And of course, you're not going to be able to focus. It's hard to focus if you have another situation that's running in your mind. So I feel like not only as a teacher, but as a human being, you should just, like respect that people have situations and they need to talk to somebody, some person, and also like like they're not going to be as focused if they're not able to work with that situation and get help and also support. But what was the situation about like the music thing? You were saying like the music teacher was saying like, okay, if you don't finish this task, you're not gonna continue on to the next class, something like that, or am I in?
Entonces, él quiere saber, ¿fue que tu profesora de música te dijo que tenías que, o sea, tenías...
En un principio yo le caía mal.
Ok,
O sea, nos llevábamos un poco mal.
ya,
Y pues ella pues quería que yo repitiera, porque ese año pues tuve un problema también, no familiar, sino un problema. Y pues estaba un poco mal, no atendía las clases, se me daba, pues suspendía los exámenes. Y pues esa profesora quería que me suspendiera para repetir.
okay. So he was having problems and he didn't want to go to some of the classes. So during that year, it was difficult to be in that class. And she was like, no, you have to complete all the tests, otherwise I will fail you.
Yeah. Kind of that warning or that thing, like, or if like kind of also not caring about situations that he could have in his life.
Yeah.
That affects his ability to finish the tasks or the music.
So I think, so if I'm correct, if the teachers doesn't care about you or your situation, that's when we might think, I don't want to continue, right? Yes? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's about listening as well. Like you have to listen to the kids or not only the kids, whoever you're teaching, you have to listen to them. Because if you're not listening to the people that you're educating, then I feel like, how are you educating, If like, I feel like in order to teach something, you also have to listen to the people that you're teaching. Okay, what do they need in order to get the best results? Because you want to, as a teacher, you want to, like, for example, if we make an example from normal school, like normal school situations, to, for example, we're teaching dancing, we're teaching like music, we're teaching art, whatever you're teaching. Like, for example, when Arturo is teaching a breaking move or something like that, he wants everybody in the class to be involved and try that move, If you're teaching a 6-step, he wants everybody to try that 6-step, It's not like one person don't get the 6-step and he said like, oh, why don't you get it, No, he's involved with his body, like trying to help the person finish the move or get the move. So, for example, if one person is in a math class and they have a math problem, right? All of the kids get the math problem immediately. They know how to do it, algebra or whatever it is. I feel like it's the responsibility of the teacher to go to the person that doesn't get it, because he can also feel excluded because he don't get the algebra calculations. Like, okay, I'm the only one in class that can't finish this math problem. So he feel like, well, why should I try? And he also feel unmotivated. He feel maybe like, I don't want to go to these lessons anymore. I don't like this teacher, you know, and that could affect his whole viewing and his whole seeing on like the subject of mathematics. So you as a teacher has the responsibility on how the kids are viewing the things you're teaching. So if you're teaching Swedish, you're teaching Spanish, you're teaching art, you almost have the responsibility in your hand of like what's the kid's or the person's impression of this. So I feel like it's a big thing to hold in your hands, and I think you have to really make sure that everybody like understand, and that everybody has their own way of understanding. So maybe you have to change the room, maybe you have to change the way you're teaching, you know? It can't be like, okay, we're gonna do this in one way all the time. So maybe you have to break it down in different ways. And I think that's why hip hop is so beautiful, because hip hop teaches us how to take everybody in as an individual, and like see that everybody has something that they have to offer. You know, they have something, and that something can also be highlighted, even though you have to learn, like with the example with Arturo, you have to learn the 6 steps, so to speak. It's a fundamental thing. You still have something you can bring, you know, from that. But it goes with math as well.
Okay. So I think it has been super important that we have talked about how the teachers can influence you in a good way or in a bad way to continue the studies, that sometimes they don't care or they don't listen when we're having problems at school or at home also, that influences and make me think or doubt about continuing the study. So it's very important that the people that is around are creating a good environment so I continue, right? So I want to ask you, if you know someone who might think about dropping out of school, which advice can we give him so he could have the best outcome? So, si tenemos a alguien, si conocemos a alguien que está pensando dejar la escuela, no quiere seguir estudiando, ¿qué consejo le podemos dar para que pues, no le vaya mal después de esa decisión que tome? ¿Cuál será la mejor decisión? ¿Qué consejo podríamos darle?
Si alguien quiere dejar la escuela, mi consejo es que no la deje, porque te cierras muchas puertas y aparte, ahora mismo hoy en día no puedes aspirar a nada sin tener estudios. Y le daría el consejo de que tenga paciencia, que todo es difícil, pero el día de mañana lo agradecerá.
So, to continue study, that's the clue. Because if you don't continue the studies, then you won't have a great time. But you need to have patience, because even though there are... ¿Qué dijiste? Que tenemos que tener paciencia.
Sí. Porque todo cuesta, pero que el día de mañana se agradecerá.
Okay, so even though today we're in the hardships, then it will pay off in the future. So we will see in the future the rewards of the efforts that we're making today to continue studying. Yes?
Yes.
Something else to add? ¿Algo más para agregar?
No.
What would be your advice?
Pues yo creo que los estudios son una llave bastante importante para abrirte muchas puertas, como por ejemplo a la hora de trabajar, a la hora de tener una vida pues normal, como por ejemplo aprender a hacer cosas que en clase o en cualquier sitio no te enseñan. En clase te enseñan cosas como a leer, a escribir y a cosas así, y son importantes para tu vida cotidiana.
Okay, so you're telling me that they should continue, right? Because studies are like a key that opens doors, so opens opportunities. And what you learn in class will help you in life.
In
Yes?
life, in life.
In life.
And in the job and
In the social life, maybe? Because you're saying like it's not only right read and write. Yes? It's more than that. Yeah?
Por ejemplo, esos son unos ejemplos, pero las matemáticas también ayudan y muchas cosas como la geografía y cosas así.
Okay, so some of the topics are important in life, like mathematics, geography. Now you're in another country, so probably you checked before you came here and you realize this is a different culture. Yes? Okay. ¿Tú qué piensas?
Porque los estudios son buenos y que pueden enviarte a trabajar a otros países, como por ejemplo la ciberseguridad, cambiar piezas de los robots de fábricas, programar los robots de las fábricas, todo eso, estudios más o menos son de informática.
Okay, so he's saying that it's important to continue studying because it will also give you opportunities maybe of working abroad. So perhaps you could work in technology,
Yes.
maybe working with the computers or with the machines. Yes?
Yes.
So it opens doors to get jobs anywhere. Te abre las puertas para conseguir trabajo.
Sí. Por ejemplo, eso es un trabajo ahora no muy pedido, pero el futuro será muy importante.
La
Porque
tecnología.
Sí, porque cada día los robots ocupan más espacio en las fábricas y hacen que la producción sea más alta.
Okay, so because the robotics is now in the future, yes?
Yes.
So it's important maybe for preparing for this kind of.
Sí.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I like everything that you guys were saying. Like, as to have, as you say, also patience and like to see that the end result. Try to see the end result. Like, okay, you're putting in all this work and all this effort, but it's gonna pay out later. Right? It's gonna pay off later, and also like, yeah, as he said, like. With internet and with artificial intelligence and all these computer stuff, it's like you can really work from anywhere, and you can connect with people from all over the world. You can work with software. You can work with all of these stuff or with technology if you're into that. But also, I think the social aspect and the aspect of being able to communicate, because I feel like the communication is really important as well. Like, even I think even like writing and reading is really important, but communicating, like being able to get your point across and being able to talk with other people, and as you say, going to other places. Like, if you're guys from Spain, you're coming to Sweden now, and you're able to, maybe from a little bit of the information from school, you're able to maybe communicate with the people from a different culture, like that's here in Sweden, and we can communicate and we can exchange different cultural differences, but also similarities we have. Like, for example, he like some stuff with hip hop, like graffiti and maybe like some rapping and stuff. And like, even though we don't talk the same language, we can still like bond over that. We can like, oh, show me that, and oh, that's cool. Like, even though we don't talk the same language, we can draw and we can use art or music as a tool to bridge the gap from our like languages and stuff. So I feel like as an advice to go to the advice to stay in school for younger people, I would say like try to be committed and try to put in the effort, because as you say, it's gonna pay out later. But also think about the things you're learning in school. You can also take that information and make it like what you want to make out of it. You can change it a little bit. So like, okay, I'm learning this, but I see how I can use this in another way, you know? So if I'm learning Swedish and language or science, maybe I'm not going to be a scientist, but I can still use the things they're teaching, like, okay, how to write something and prepare an experiment. Maybe I can use that in a different way in my life when I'm gonna, for example, think about, okay, what's going to happen if I do this in a situation? If I'm, try to think about it in a broader aspect. But yeah, so stay committed, and you can use the information in your own way. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there something else to add? No? I think just to close this podcast, I want you to tell me, how do you say thank you and goodbye in Swedish?
All right. Du säger tack så mycket och hej då. Tack för podcasten. Yeah.
Le pregunté que cómo se dice
En sueco.
gracias a Dios en sueco. ¿Se lo entendieron?
Sí, eso sí.
Sí.
Eso sí.
How do you say it in Spanish? Like, thank you and
Muchas gracias
muchas
Adiós.
gracias.
y adiós.
Gracias.
Adiós. And then thank you for the podcast. But
Gracias por el podcast.
gracias
Por el podcast.
por la podcast.
Cats.
Sí. Y así.
Nice. Gracias.
Thank
A
you.
vosotros.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adiós.
Gracias.
Adiós.
Adiós.
Bye.
Adiós.